The housing market just went out of control. Hey guys, house prices have just smashed a new record and I want to give you all the latest information. Now the latest data has just dropped at midnight. It's shocking. I got up in the morning and took a look at this data. This information actually blew my mind. And just when you think it can't get any worse, it actually does. This is really insane, guys. National home values jumped 1.1% across the whole nation in October. Now this is the fastest rise in more than 2 years. That means prices are now up 6% in just 12 months and still gaining speed every single month. Now Sydney is actually sitting around 1.6 million median house price. Brisbane's is around 1 million and Perth's still running hot. And you know what's driving it? 3 rate cuts from the RBA this year. That's the biggest thing that's happening. And instead of cooling things down, they've actually poured hot fuel on the fire of the housing market and actually sparked the market back to life. But here is actually what's even crazier. There's someone who says they're fixing the housing crisis, who's actually making it worse. Now their big plan to make homes more affordable has actually done the exact opposite. And Aussies are going to pay the price for years to come. Okay, this is basically going to end affordability for first home buyers for a very long time. A lot of people are going to get priced out because of this move. So let's break it down. What's really pushing prices up? Who's behind it? And what's the major researchers, economists, and the biggest banks saying and predicting for the year ahead? Because if you think housing is expensive now, just wait till you see what's going to unfold in the next 6 to 12 months. Let's start with the data. Now, Cotality, formerly CoreLogic, just released their October housing report, and it's really wild, guys. National home values jumped 1.1% in a single month, the sharpest monthly rise since mid-2023. That takes total growth for the year to 6.1% nationally. Okay, remember that's a national number. Perth led the charge, up almost 2% in a single month, and Perth is up 10% over the year. Homes in Perth are selling in just 8 days on average, which is insane. It means you list the home, it's gone straight away. Demand in Perth is off the charts. We haven't seen it like this ever. This is the hottest the market has ever been, and there's just no supply coming through. There is a gridlock, a bottleneck of supply. Now, you've also got Brisbane up 1.8% in October. That is huge. This is 10% over the year. That's 11 straight quarters of growth for Brisbane. And at this pace, the city's about to cross the 1 million median mark, which would have sounded impossible only a few years ago. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Sydney and Melbourne, the markets everyone said were done, they're actually back. Sydney jumped 0.7% last month, taking annual growth to 4% and setting a new record median around the $1.26 million mark. Melbourne, it's up 0.9% for October and now only 1.4% below its all-time peak at around early 2022. Now that's a really strong comeback. Cotality says demand is running 3.1% above the 5-year average, while listings are 18% below normal. This proves something big. Even without any more rate cuts this year, the market is still building momentum. That tells you this isn't just a rebound, it's a full-blown housing sprint. So what's actually driving this? It's those interest rate cuts and it's the lack of supply, immigration, population growth, population movements. Guys, we're gonna see a lot more growth ahead. The RBA actually cut rates this year, 3 rate cuts already. It's given buyers more borrowing power. So when rates drop, people can borrow more, and when they can borrow more, they bid higher, okay? Because you've got more money, so you think you're gonna save money, but no, because you've got a finite resource of property. Existing properties, okay, the supply there is being constrained. People are not listing those properties, and the availability of brand new property is also constrained. There is simply not enough options to go. There are simply not enough options for brand new property as well. Now, the big one, maybe the most moronic and stupid move ever, the government actually stepped in with its so-called solution for first-time buyers, the 5% deposit scheme. It sounds great, right? You can buy a home sooner with just a small deposit, but here's what that really did, and all the data is in. It brought thousands of new buyers into an already tight market. People who couldn't afford to buy before are now borrowing 95% of the property's value. That's huge debt, and they're bidding against each other for the same limited number of homes. Now, the craziest part to this whole thing is they knew this would happen. They were just trying to win votes. Even the economists who modeled this policy said it would push prices up another 5% to 10% in first-home buyer markets, and here we are. This has actually happened faster than what I had even predicted. Now, let's talk about what nobody in the government wants to admit. There's no supply coming. Now, although we had a little uptick on the monthly approvals data, overall we're way down. Completions are also down. Builders are struggling with cost, labor, and red tape. The National Housing Accord promised 1.2 million new homes by 2029, but after a year, we're already behind 66,000 homes. It's just going to get worse from there. We're probably going to be behind 50, 60 to 70,000 homes every single year. Now, what are they doing? They distracted everyone with the 5% deposit policy, hoping you wouldn't notice that the real problem isn't demand, it's supply. But they made it easier for for people to buy, not easier for anyone to build. So now, while we've got the same number of homes and a flood of new buyers trying to get in, and when the demand explodes and supply stays stuck, prices go nuts. And this isn't slowing down anytime soon. Even the RBA says we won't fix housing supply for at least 2 more years.
It's going to take time. I'm not confident it's going to make any impact in the next 2 years.
I can tell you guys, it's not 2 more years. It's gonna take 7 to 10 years to get out of this pit that we are in terms of the lack of supply. That means higher prices, tighter rentals, and more people locked out. Now, how can I say it's gonna be 7 to 10 years and go against what the RBA and all the so-called experts say? It's because every single day I am dealing with hundreds of landowners, builders, and developers. I know right now they are canceling projects because of the difficulty to get them to market, guys, because of all of the government red tape, all of the blockers there, and of course, because of the climbing and escalating costs. So where does this go from here? Experts at Totality and Domain say that even if we don't get another rate cut this year, prices are going to keep climbing. Now, the inflation has upticked. We're probably not going to see a rate cut this year. It'll be very, very unlikely. It's very unlikely that we'll see one in the first quarter next year, but we will eventually have these rate cuts because we've got to keep unemployment under control as well. Totality is forecasting another 4% to 6% rise in 2026. That's pretty conservative. I have done some other videos on all the major banks and what they're predicting. Make sure to check out those videos so you've got a bit of an idea what each market is going to do in 2026. Now, this is going to be driven by more demand from investors and first home buyers. In fact, we're now seeing record investor activity. Check out this chart. Investors make up almost 40% of new loans. This is the highest since 2015. So if you're waiting for the market to cool before you buy, you could be waiting years. This is the new reality we're all looking at here. The government policies meant to help Aussies own a home are now trapping them in debt and driving prices through the roof. Unless we fix supply, it's only going to get worse. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can get your daily property update. This is your 3 to 6 minute update on the property market every single day so that you can become a property insider. Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe because I'll keep showing you what's really going on behind the scenes and behind all the headlines and all the BS out there on social media. Take care, guys.